Welcome to today's Explainer, everyone. I am your head coach, and let me tell you, we are about to break down some absolutely crucial strategy today. If you're studying Cambridge AS and A-Level Afrikaans Language 8679, well, you already know the field is incredibly tough. But today, we're zeroing in on what is arguably the most notoriously difficult module on the entire syllabus, the topic conversation. And specifically, we're looking at the supplying additional factual material component. I am genuinely pumped to get into this because we're going to treat this exactly like a championship game film review. We are going to analyze the examiner's defensive schemes, pinpoint exactly where candidates tend to fumble their speaking points, and then we're drawing up the ultimate offensive playbook so you can maximize your conversational score. All right, let's get right into it. So you might be wondering, why is this specific section such a massive trap? Why do so many students just hemorrhage marks here? To show you exactly what happens, let me introduce you to our two demo players for today. First up, we've got Alex. Now, Alex plays a very heavy defense. He knows his facts inside and out, but he's really slow to adapt to open-ended conversational prompts. The minute the unscripted dialogue breaks down, he just completely freezes up. On the other side of the field, we have Sam. Sam is a fast attacker, super eager to score, but honestly, incredibly sloppy on verbal execution, especially when it comes to matching the appropriate language register in Afrikaans. Both of these players struggle immensely here because they treat the oral conversation like it's just a simple robotic Q&A session. They are completely missing the deeper, highly tactical game the Cambridge examiners are actually playing. So here's our masterclass playbook for today's session. We're going to start with the pregame scouting report, break down the tape on execution, make some halftime playbook adjustments, run a few interactive drills, and then finish up with a championship recap.
Okay, Section 1, the pregame scouting report. Let's take a hard look at the examiner's defense. Listen closely, because straight from the principal examiner report, the defense is broadcasting their strategy loud and clear. They explicitly state that candidates referencing cross-topic connections achieve significantly higher marks. This right here is the fundamental theoretical architecture of the Afrikaans topic conversation. The top-performing students out there, they don't just state isolated facts like they're reading from a textbook. No way. They exhibit a fully connected, conceptual understanding that transfers completely seamlessly into totally unfamiliar conversational contexts. Think about it. If our player Alex just recites some memorized facts about South African demographics, but he can't organically connect those facts to a fluid conversation about, say, modern cultural trends, he is getting tackled way behind the line of scrimmage. You absolutely must verbally demonstrate causal relationships and integrate your points with other areas of the syllabus.
And honestly, this brilliantly illustrates exactly why our players Alex and Sam have been dropping the ball so often. It comes down to the assessment objectives. This means marks are awarded for the systematic analytical process and your verbal framework. It is not just about your final conclusion. Alex, he takes way too long trying to formulate the perfect, flawless answer in his head before he even opens his mouth. Meanwhile, Sam just rushes blindly to the end without verbally showing any of his reasoning. But here's the secret. Examiners actively reward the evidence-based reasoning and the systematic conversational process itself. If you construct your dialogue systematically, proving out loud how you are integrating that additional factual material into the broader topic, you are scoring points. Even if your final conclusion isn't a total masterpiece, the process itself gets you on the board. Moving on to Section 2, breaking down the execution, let's see how this actually plays out on the field. Imagine Alex and Sam debating how to attack a 15-mark conversational prompt from a past paper. Sam just wants to start talking without a plan, while Alex is totally paralyzed worrying about the structure. Let's map out the 3 core execution rules for this speaking module so you don't fall into either trap. First, you have to apply the correct register. Second, use appropriate conversational terminology. And third, evaluate arguments dynamically. The syllabus strictly notes that practical application in supplying additional factual material develops actual professional verbal skills. If Sam forgets his conversational structure, or worse, slips into really informal, incorrect terminology during his spoken Afrikaans response, he's getting heavily penalized. It is really not just about what facts you know in your head, it is entirely about how you verbally present them in real time, under pressure. All right, time out. Let's take a quick breather here. Listen up, team. Before we move into the advanced tactical adjustments, I want you to lock this in. If you want to stay at the absolute top of the league table this exam season, remember this golden rule. Seamless conversational integration will always beat rote memorization. Period. Do not just dump data on the examiner. Weave it into your dialogue naturally.
Actually, scratch that. Don't just weave it. Make it the foundation of the conversation. And hey, while we've got a pause in the action, if you want to keep getting these high-level strategies, make sure you subscribe to Ace the Exams at the handle @Ace the Exams and enable all notifications right now so you don't miss a single playbook update. Okay, let's get back to the strategy board.
All right, Section 3, the halftime adjustment. It is time to open up the tactical playbook. So Alex and Sam have hit a massive roadblock trying to verbally counter a really intricate evaluation prompt. They have the additional factual material in front of them, but they just don't know how to deploy it in actual speech. So we're drawing up a definitive 6-step procedural playbook derived directly from Cambridge's technical methodology. Step 1, deconstruct the prompt immediately. Step 2, extract the relevant conversational data from your stimulus materials. Step 3, select your argumentative framework. Step 4, structure your verbal response coherently in your mind. Step 5, verify your reasoning logically. And Step 6, present your point with the appropriate Afrikaans register. I highly suggest you create a quick mnemonic with the first letters of these steps to memorize this exact play. You want to run this internally every single time you're handed a topic conversation prompt. It's a game changer. Let's move to Section 4, the interactive drill workshop. Time to put you, the viewer, on the clock. Problem solving in this module demands a really strict, unbreakable deconstruct, solve, evaluate mindset. I want you to imagine a 60-second visual timer ticking down right now. Tick, tick, tick. You're handed a complex stimulus, maybe a short text or a data set entirely in Afrikaans. Your first drill is rapid extraction. You must identify the given information, break it down into logical steps, and prepare to argue systematically. You literally do not have time to panic here. You have to rely on your training. Break the data down, identify the core issue, and prepare your verbal framework before you speak a single sentence out loud. Okay, let's run drill 2. Spot the penalty. Listen closely to this exact sentence provided by a student during a mock oral exam. The additional material shows a trend that is generally beneficial. All right, where is the technical error there? Why would the Cambridge examiner immediately throw a penalty flag on this play? Think about it for a second. And here is the breakdown. That statement, it was completely generic. The principal examiner reports specifically call this out as a classic massive mistake. Verbally providing general facts that are not specific to the conversation's actual context is an immediate penalty. You lose all those higher order assessment marks instantly. A touchdown answer, a truly top-tier context-specific response, does 3 specific things out loud. First, it audibly questions the assumptions. Second, it identifies limitations in the evidence. And third, it verbally justifies decisions based on the exact scenario given. Top-scoring candidates demonstrate their evaluative thinking aloud. They don't just think it, they say it. They consider different perspectives verbally. You have to link every single spoken point back to the specific context of the conversation. So let's lock in the top 3 examiner warnings straight from the scouting report so you can avoid these unforced errors when it's your turn to speak. Number 1, forgetting conversational structure. You are just giving away easy points if you don't map out your verbal points logically. Number 2, failing to check register and tone. I can't stress this enough. Your vocabulary and your conversational delivery in Afrikaans matter just as much as the factual data itself. And number 3, the one we just ran a drill on, generic answers not linked to the context. If you just memorize an essay at home and regurgitate it aloud without adapting to the actual conversational flow of the exam, well, the defense will shut you down completely. Finally, Section 5, the championship recap. Let's bring this whole strategy together. Look at our players Alex and Sam now. By applying this exact methodology, they've gone from totally fumbling the prompt to executing a perfectly optimized full-mark verbal response. They're out there discussing causal relationships and evaluating alternatives dynamically. So, before you step onto the field and into that exam room, here is your definitive game day preparation checklist to ensure you are hitting all those higher-order assessment objectives. Ask yourself, have you selected the right argumentative framework? Have you questioned the assumptions in the factual material out loud? Have you considered alternative interpretations and discussed their effect on your conclusions? And finally, is your register checked and appropriate for an academic Afrikaans conversation? If you can check all these off, you are officially playing at a championship level. I am going to leave you with this final, absolutely crucial thought to ponder.
Will your next conversational exam answer just state generic memorized facts, or will you critically evaluate the context aloud and actually secure those top-tier assessment marks? The choice is entirely yours. Keep grinding, keep evaluating aloud, and hey, make sure you subscribe to Ace the Exams at the handle @AceTheExams, click that notification bell, and leave a comment down below with your current tier and your ultimate goal grade so we know you are championship ready. I'll see you in the next explainer session.